This amazing carving is by Henry Weigeler, and I'm not sure if that's how that's pronounced. It's carved from one piece of white marble. The artist died in 1927, and this has come to us from the Amelia Museum in Tunbridge Wells. And the family who own this actually loaned it to the museum about 50 years ago. I think it might have been in the 50s that they actually, or so nearly 70 years ago. And it's just been given back to the family, and they've asked us to sell it. So this is in the next sale. It's an incredibly rare and beautiful carving, and the estimate on this is between 3,000 and 5,000. But look at the work involved in creating this lifelike figure from one great big lump of marble. Isn't that wonderful? It's signed on the end here as well. Has got a little bit of a chipped toe at the end there, and it would look beautiful cleaned. Isn't that amazing? So we're going to show you a few more spectacular things from next week's antique sale, and part of that is this collection of arcade machines. So we'll have a closer look in just a second, but there are pinball machines and arcade machines that all come from one local house, and these were all in the front room. And if you just look at some of these from the sort of 1950s, look at this, Screen Stars, and it shows all the movie stars from the 1950s and 60s in here. Operates on an old penny with the Oscar design on the front there. It's a metal case. Isn't that fabulous? It's in really good original condition and it works. There's the super love test. So not just an ordinary love test, it's just for super love, that one. There's Aero chocolate machine and Wrigley's gum, and aren't they wonderful? Most of these are from the 1920s, I should think, 20s or 30s. But really unusual to find so many of these in one sale. And then across the front here, just mind your steps, are all the larger machines. So we've got ice hockey on here, and a lovely old pinball machine from 1963. And these work as well. I've tried them in the house. And here's another one, the Matahari. And these two, which are sort of wartime pinball machines, and this one has aluminium cannon barrels inside there. An amazing thing. It's called the Fleet. And this one with early aircraft and Zeppelins. So these are all right at the beginning of the antique sale, which is next Thursday, and I'll just show you some of the other amazing things that we have in that sale. Just wandering down this table here. So bear with us because there's some fantastic stuff to come. So there's a little collection of James Bond posters in here, which I won't unfold, but they're best looked at on the website. Just really interesting all the way along here. There's a copy of The Handmaid's Tale, and it's signed by Margaret Atwood. That's an interesting thing. There's an original document here signed by Lord Byron. So it's a double-sided sheet of poetry with Byron's signature. It's an incredibly rare item as well. These two sculptures are by Salvador Dali, and these cost, I think the owner paid about over 25,000 for these two sculptures from the gallery. These are estimated at auction between 3,000 and 5,000 each. They're limited editions. They only produced a few of these artist-proof editions here. We'll just keep going down through the cabinets here. Really like this. This is a little old coffin-shaped snuff box with a skeleton on the lid. Ye last snuff. Isn't that fantastic? And in front of it here is an original season ticket for the 1851 Great Exhibition. Never seen one of those before. Just always find some incredibly rare things coming up for sale here. And lots of military items this time. And what do we see in here? Buttons, collections here. Pair of these beautiful Gallet porcelain cats, pottery cats by Emile Gallet. Really nice collection of early glasses here. So these are 18th century English glasses. So this is handmade with a very fine milk twist stem in there as well. And That's incredibly fine. It's so difficult to make that. And it even has a very old price ticket from when it was bought. And that could be 80 years old, that price ticket. English glass, 50 shillings that was. So that's, all of these glasses are in the next sale. There's a Lalique bowl there as well. And next to it in the cabinet here is a really amazing group of medals. These were awarded to Dennis Rake, who was a major, and he worked for the SOE. So he was an agent. He was in prisoner of war camps in Spain and France. And there are letters from prisoner of war camps to go with him. That's his Military Cross medal. Photographs. He was a really interesting character, and here's his autobiography as well. And he worked for Douglas Fairbanks Jr. as his under butler. So that was later on in his life. So he really led a colourful life. And he was very openly gay as well, which at the time was completely illegal. But he didn't keep it secret at all. But that'll be interesting to see what happens with those. So that's the whole archive being sold as one lot there. It's lot 1041 in next week's sale. We'll just have a look at a few more things along here. This is a beautiful painting by Arthur Gilbert. The quality of the painting of the sky in that. Very intricate. We've got a silver box here that's worth having a look, actually. And this was, so being a 5-pointed coronet, that means that belonged to an earl. That's quite a posh thing, isn't it? Solid silver. That's lot 520. So there's a lot of beautiful silver in next week's sale. Well worth a look through the website. Fabulous lot of jewellery as well, as usual. It's a lot of jewellery, and one of the most interesting groups that we've had for ages. So definitely best looked at on the website. And we'll just show you a couple more things up here, because these are a couple of the star lots of the sale. Here is a print by Roy Lichtenstein, and it's Woman in Bath, 1963. It's a limited edition of 50 copies of this print, and the owners, I think this cost about £8,000 or £9,000 when this was bought from a gallery just a few years ago. Estimate is going to be £2,000 to £3,000 at auction. But what a spectacular frame! It's a good large size image as well. Really like that. And next to it is a Banksy. So first Banksy that we've ever had to sell here, and the lady that we're selling this for bought it when she worked in London in 2006. She was going to work, and she walked past a pop-up store that Banksy was opening just for that one day, and this was the print they were selling, and she joined the queue and managed to buy this one. There was no choice. You just had to buy this print, and estimate on this is £8,000 to £12,000, and it's quite a well-known Banksy image. And we have the certificate as well from Pest Control, which is Banksy's authentication service. So that's all organised, and we've got the certificate here as well, so it's guaranteed a genuine Banksy. So fantastic collection of stuff next week, particularly the jewellery and silver, which is held on the Wednesday. Silver jewellery and watches on Wednesday, antique sale Thursday, and then pictures Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock. But we're open all day, Monday, Tuesday for viewing, and we're open fully. So please do come along and have a look around. There's plenty to look at here, or have a look online. But thank you very much.